In this rebel-held town in northern Syria, reports start coming in of an aerial attack on a busy street market. 39 people are confirmed killed, with many more injured, after 2 separate airstrikes on the same target. This is known as a double-tap attack. In a double-tap attack, an initial airstrike is followed by a second airstrike, deliberately targeting civilians and first responders trying to help the injured. The British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, said this technique was unquestionably a war crime when he was the UK's Foreign Secretary. Russia denied involvement in the attack on the market, and Syria's government made no comment. BBC News Arabic has investigated what happened and who may be to blame. For families remaining in villages like this in Idlib, the scramble for shelter is a daily ritual. A UK-based monitoring group says there have been more than 7,000 airstrikes on opposition-held Idlib province since the Syrian government and Russia launched an offensive to retake it in April 2019. Khalid is one of the nearly 3 million civilians who remain in Idlib. They rely on social media and walkie-talkie warnings to make it to safety ahead of incoming warplanes. On the morning of July 22nd, an alert was sent out to Mu'arrat al-Nu'man. But for many, there wasn't enough time to take cover. Local journalist Hadi Al-Abdallah posted this report on YouTube about the attack and the attempts by rescuers to pull people out from under the rubble. From the drone footage filmed by Hadi Al-Abdallah, we found 3 points visible on a satellite image of the town: a mosque, a graveyard, and a concrete building with a distinctive top floor. These points enable us to identify the exact location of the destroyed building. Mohammed al-Sharawi was still asleep when the first airstrike hit. He sent the BBC this video, filmed as he ran to the site from his home.
أنا حط الكاميرا قريبة عني، شلت الكاميرا وطلعت ببيجنة النوم وطيارة لشوف إيش صار، لوين نزل الصاروخ، لشوف حدا إذا بده مساعدة. رقدت لما حل ما نزلوا الصواريخ، فصرت صيح إذا حدا بده شي يعني، وحتى أنا عم بوثق.
Mohammed's video then shows rescuers bringing out the body of a child. He tries to film the plane as it comes back, then runs for cover.
نفس التنفيذ، رجع نفس مكان التنفيذ الأول.
In the footage filmed by Mohammed immediately after the second hit, we can see the shadow cast by a rescuer, which we use as a sundial. When we plot his position on the map and the direction of the sun, we can calculate the time of the second hit between 9 and 9:10 a.m. 30 minutes after the reported time of the first strike, the double tap. One of the many people killed in the second hit is a volunteer rescuer for the White Helmets, Amir Albani. He was 30 years old. This young man seen walking through the rubble at the scene is identified as a media activist who lost his father in the attack. His name is Omran Okash, and he lives in the area. The BBC tracked him down. He came with his father to document the first airstrike, but was caught in the second.
كان صدمة كبيرة. للحظة الأولى ما تذكرت أبي. صرت حاول ساعد العالم اللي هن في عندهم إصابات. أنا وكم شاب تانيين كانوا موجودين وهن ما فيهم شيء مثلي. صرنا نحاول نساعد العالم اللي عندهم إصابات. نحاول نطلعهم من تحت الأنقاض. اللي وقعان فوقه خزانة، اللي وقعان فوقه أي شيء، نحاول نطلعهم، نحاول نقيمهم. بعدين تذكرت إنه أبي كان معي بمكان المجزرة نفسها. صرت دور عليه. صرت دور عليه بين العالم، صرت دور عليه بين الشهداء.
His father had been killed.
الله يرحمه. كان واحد منهم.
We asked Umran what was there before.
سوق شعبي، منطقة سكنية بحتة بوسط مدينة معرة نعمان، ما فيها تواجد أي مقر عسكري ولا تواجد لأي فصيل بهي المنطقة، كلها بيوت سكنية مدنية. الاستهداف كان بغارة مزدوجة، الهدف منه إيقاع أكبر عدد من الضحايا.
There are tens of thousands of rebels and jihadists operating in Idlib province, but we found no evidence of a military presence in the area around the target.
الحرب الروسي عم يبلغونا من غرب موريك باتجاه الشرق. الحرب ما انتهى. الحرب الروسي لحد الآن دوران وما انتهى يا كفرزيتا.
A network of secret plane trackers inside Idlib province monitor the movement of warplanes in the sky. They listen to the communication of the pilots and then decipher the codes to find out where they're headed. Then they warn hundreds of thousands of civilians that planes are coming their way. They remember what happened on the morning of July 22nd.
الطائرة اللي حكى عنها إيران وبلغونا المراصد المختصين برصد الروسي عن إقلاع حرب روسي من قاعدة حميميم، بلغونا عنه وكانت المتابعة عن طريق المراصد المنتشرة بالمناطق المحررة. أقلع ب38 صباحا. كان أول استهداف له لمدينة معرة النعمان بأول غارة ب48 صباحا.
Hamaymim is a Russian-operated airbase in the Syrian government stronghold Latakia province. A treaty signed in 2015 between Russia and the Syrian government gave the Russians indefinite control of the base. It has bays for more than 50 military aircraft. The airbase is about 80 kilometers away from the market in Ma'arat al-Nu'man in rebel-held Idlib province. 2 warplanes were also spotted that day, leaving a Syrian government-operated airbase, but only after the attacks on the market. Local activists accused Moscow of carrying out a war crime. Russia denied that the market had been hit at all, and then held this press conference a week later.
Прошу обратить внимание на экран. Как видите, на кадрах, полученных средствами объективного контроля, полностью отсутствуют какие-либо признаки разрушений.
The footage does indeed show an intact market. We've identified the area shown as Al-Hal Wholesale Market. It's 350 meters away from the street market in Ma'arat al-Nu'man that we've confirmed was targeted with a double tap. We also analysed the second video shown by the Russian Ministry of Defense of a calm, functioning market. Looking at the footage, frame by frame, we can see the spike going past a car park with a tall building behind. We can see it here on this map. The bike then passes a market. We've established that this is in fact the same wholesale market that the Russian military identified in the first video. Russia also said they had no planes flying in the area on that day.
Еще раз хочу подчеркнуть, что российская авиация в данном районе 22 июля не применялась и там не летала.